Alright, Wignatism is a complete and utter failure. I mean, most white people are weirded out by those people, don't even like them, probably find their views kind of disgusting. I mean, for one, what was I about to say? They have this weird fetish for like Hitler and the Nazis, and people we fought during World War II, which most Americans don't even have a connection to. Not only that, they base their identity completely on race. To me, that's a sign that people, especially with us white Americans, a loss of ethnic identity. It was kind of just replaced with this generic white. And honestly, where the future America's going in, and yeah, the demographics are definitely going to change. And you know what? I'm at the point of kind of thinking, it is what it is. Like that meme is, is what it is. That's the kind of point I'm at. So I think a smart thing to do is learn more about your ethnic roots. And people can say, well, I'm a Hodgepodge. Who cares? So am I. I mean, I've talked with some people, Francophone Americans, who wouldn't mind me helping them, So I'm not purely French, but hey, I got a heart of a Gaul, So you can call me a LARPer, who cares? But ethnic pride makes more sense, I mean, well, I have English and French ancestry on both sides of the family, and some other junk. I mean, not junk, of course, but other stuff thrown in there. But those are two identities that I had the most interest in for most of my life. It was either Anglo-tard or Gaul-tard, Francophone-tard, either one of those, So, yeah, I think a better strategy for the future is to get connected more with an ethnic part of you and learn their languages and learn the culture of where your family came from and actually have an identity to pass down to your children instead of some generic white identity, whatever the hell that means. And no, I'm not saying race doesn't exist. I do believe it does, but it's like this weird worship of race, and that's only the matter. And it's weird, okay? It's weird. Wignats are weird. They're angry white dudes who are angry at the world and they didn't have their parents pass down their ancestors' culture to them, and that's sad. And it's not only whites in America. I mean, there's a lot of other groups. I mean, black Americans, they've lost their culture, a lot to do with slavery. That's the reason with them. White Americans, it's more adopting a more anglicized identity and moving to the suburbs. Like, first, you can say cultures were probably stronger when they were living in rural areas, when people actually owned the land they worked, owned the tools they worked, and I know that's kind of a Marxist thing to say, but it is true. And then they moved out to, the cities, and that kind of damaged their cultures. Still sort of intact, but still kind of damaged them. But they didn't own anything they worked then. And then they moved out to the suburbs, and that's a death knell. I mean, look at how Michael Jones talked about Catholic immigrants. Used to live in the cities, venerated Madonna, the Mother of God. Then they moved to the suburbs, and in the 80s, they venerate Madonna, the pop singer, who's singing, "It's all material, material." No kidding. Yeah. Where you buy your identity. And to me, that's a problem. So maybe you can say, okay, I'm dumb or I'm LARPing. And I don't care to be accepted by people of France. That's not it. A lot Parisians, they definitely have a stick up their behind, if you know what I'm saying. Like, they're pompous assholes. Not all French people, that's not what I'm talking about. But hey, I think I even heard other French people say they don't like Parisians. So it's kind of like Americans saying people from New York or Boston are snobs. Same kind of shit. So yeah, that's just my thinking. Like, And plus, I had some, like I said, some francophone American dudes from Louisiana said, hey, you want to come drinking with us sometime? And so if they're going to accept me, why wouldn't I take up their offer? You know? Just an idea. I really don't. Racism, whiteness, those are our enemies' words now. So why do you keep identifying with the words of people who hate you? Just a thought.